Hello, farmers, and welcome to another episode of the harvest season. My name is Al,
And my name is Aislinn.
and we are here today to talk about cottagecore games. Woo!
Woo!
Welcome back, Aislinn. It's been a while.
Hello. Has it been that? I guess it has been a little bit, huh?
For me, I mean, you. Oh wait,
I was
no,
like, didn't
we
we
did
record
one.
like
We did one at the beginning of this month.
close?
Never
Oh,
mind. That's
it
the one where
feels
it
like
had been
it's
a while.
been,
That was it.
yeah, it feels like it's been an eternity. I
What
feel like
has
I went,
October been even, right? That.
yeah, it's been like, I feel like I've been through hell and back.
Woo!
Woo!
Well, welcome back, Aislinn. It's not been a while. In
Woo!
fact, I've only been on one more episode since that episode. So that's
I love the
that's
way that this is starting.
that's where my brain is at. So let's keep going. This episode, we are going to talk about why we like farming slash cottagecore games. This was a topic suggested by Clem, one of our um, uh, patrons and my friend. So we are going to talk about that. Thought it was an interesting topic. I don't think we've ever actually properly discussed why it is that we like farming and cottagecore games. And I thought a good person to talk about that would be Aislinn, so that's why we're here.
I
Woo.
appreciate it.
Um, Before that, we obviously have some news. And first of all, Aislinn, what have you been up to?
I have been up to, now that I finished my work recurrent test and everything, I've been
Woo.
trying to work my way back into gaming. Very, very light though, still. Primarily still slowly working my way through Persona, and I read all that extra information in the Slack and everything about why you may or may not like Persona, which was very interesting to read.
Have you
But
been playing it like a little chunks here and there, like really slowly, sort of thing?
yeah, yeah, I primarily have been playing it before bed whenever I have like the energy and I
Mm.
have some time before I have to go to sleep. So I'll play it for like 30, 45 minutes. I've just been doing a lot of dungeon crawling, I guess you could say, is
Hmm.
the best way to explain it, just or I guess Tartarus progress and whatnot. Which makes me very relaxed. So I've been enjoying it in that sense, which in theory doesn't make sense because it's like strategy thinking because of the turn-based battles and everything. But I don't know, it's been very relaxing for me. So I've been doing that. And then obviously Pokemon Legends Z-A.
Hmm.
And then
Which we're going to talk about in a
also,
minute.
yeah, I won't ramble about that just yet. But then also I've been really, 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 really itching to get back to Outer Wilds.
Is that
Um,
is that the one where it's a roguelike and like the sun's exploding or something? Is that one? Or is that
yes.
different? That is that game.
And I love the way that I guess that technically it is a roguelike, I guess you could say. It's like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is that not how you would describe it?
I mean, you're
I mean, it
not
was
wrong. You're
around
definitely not
before like
wrong.
the roguelike term like became in everybody's vernacular, so maybe that's why.
I guess so. Because it is technically a roguelike, it does keep repeating itself over and over. But the thing is, it's like, I guess I hesitate to say it because it's time-based rather than like a roguelike you keep going until like you die. But
Oh yeah, but you are
this
doing that. You're
while,
dying when the sun explodes, right? Like,
you know, yeah, but like it's like under your control. But I also don't know if I haven't
well,
finished the game, so I'm like, is it out of my control? I have no idea. I'm still working on the game to figure out what is happening.
yeah, that also feels like an arbitrary restriction to the like I feel like the point of roguelikes is it's when you die, you go back to the beginning, and it doesn't matter whether
Mm,
the dying is in your control or not, right? Like to me,
yeah.
the point is you are replaying something, and that's the primary kind of way how the game progresses is by replaying things over and over.
Yeah. I guess I'm like comparing like the thing that I'm struggling with is comparing like Hades
Hmm.
versus Outer Wilds, and they feel like two entirely different games in my head. But I
Yeah.
Outer Wilds is like a roguelike. I agree with everything that you just said. I do agree with.
I mean, they don't have to be like combat focused if that's your issue,
Yeah.
right?
No, that's very I think that's what it is. In my head it's combat focused, but
Yeah.
obviously it's not that case
No.
in Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds is just all exploration, but yeah, great game. Great game though. I want more time to be able to sink in, to be able to like fully explore everything properly and understand all the research notes and whatnot. But that's been like if that came out this year, so far it would be my game of the year. Outer Wilds is amazing so far.
Fair enough.
But otherwise, that's pretty much been it. Yeah, that's been it.
No one it seems like looking on the internet, nobody seems to actually really consider it a roguelike, but nobody seems to have a good reason why.
That might be the point of the game,
Mm,
potentially. There's a whole it's apparently it's such an impactful game for like me or not for me, for so many of my friends and my husband included. He already finished the game, he beat the game, but he loved the game so much. It's one of his favorite games of all time now. So much so that he's going to get two tattoos, most likely,
oh.
of the from like the game. So that maybe could be a reason why people don't really have much of an explanation. They're just like, this game just it is what it is. It's just it's its own like game category is what it maybe might be.
My favorite discussion, game genres.
Yeah. There are some tags on games on Steam that I look at it and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. But like
Yeah.
to some people that game genre is correct, but other people it's like, nope, that's not it.
Hmm, interesting.
That could be another podcast topic, maybe.
Yeah, well.
But
All right.
anyways, what have you been up to?
Yeah, before we go down that rabbit hole, we do not
Yeah.
have time for that. I played since my last episode, I played a bit more Wonder Stop. I forget, had I been playing that when we
Woohoo!
did our last episode? I think I'd maybe just started it.
I feel like timeline wise, you may have just started it. I think you
Uh,
were I remember when we last spoke, you were talking about starting it. I don't think you
yeah,
have
it's
started it, but then for shortly after you did start it.
yeah, it looks yeah, looking at the show notes from that episode, I had not started it at that point, but yeah, maybe I mentioned that I was going to. Um, I have not finished it. My plan was to try and finish it before Legends Z-A came out.
Hmm.
And I think what I said to Kevin was, if I don't do that, it's probably because it's not hooked me as much as it has other
Mm.
people. I have not finished it, and yes, that's basically what it is, right? I don't feel the draw to go back to it like I do with most games that I kind of like throw loads of time into.
Uh-huh.
And it's not that it's a bad game. None of the individual elements I dislike. But there's nothing about the game that's making me go, I really want to experience this.
Interesting.
And I think part of the problem is this is going to sound silly from someone who runs a podcast about cottagecore games. It feels slow and rambling.
Mm.
And
Okay.
the characters are clearly like, you know, trying to do something, and there's clearly a story that it's wanting to do. I get what it's trying to do. Um, I do. I'll tell you what's funny. So the knight, who's one of the first two characters you experience,
Uh-huh.
um, uh, the main character's reaction to that knight was exactly my reaction. Just like, rolling your eyes and going, I can't believe
Yeah.
I'm having to deal with this idiot. Um, and I feel like the game wants me to soften to these characters a little bit and be like, oh, they actually like, there's a reason why you should like them or whatever. And I've just
Uh-huh.
not felt that. And
Hmm.
clearly that's where it's going to be going with the story overall. But I'm sitting there playing and going, okay, fine, right, time to go make some more tea. Not like, let's continue playing this game. It's like, oh, I guess I need to go do this sort of thing. And I'm not like bought into the story as much. I think
Yeah.
if I was finding the story more engaging, I would probably kind of push through those bits.
Yeah.
Um, like the tea making is very involved and involves a lot of processes that involves a lot of walking over the map. And I don't particularly find that engaging.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I will just add on that I do think that even if you didn't soften, like you were saying, to the characters and kind of find like a soft spot for them, I think you could still enjoy the game because I think the game w kind of wants you to feel that way, but also if you don't, I think you can still enjoy the game. Um, but I do see where you're going with how you're feeling. If you don't like the characters, that kind of is half the game.
Hmm.
But I th I see where you're going. I'm trying to like not ramble too much about it because I also don't know where you are exactly in the
Yeah,
game
I
at this
think I've
moment.
I think I've experienced four different characters, and I've all of them have annoyed me in a different way.
Okay.
Um,
So you're just Alta.
yeah, well, that's the thing. That's exactly it. But
Yeah.
but like it's clearly right. The game is clearly
Yeah.
setting up the fact that she's then going to care about this, right? She doesn't care. She doesn't want to be there. She wants to go do something else, but she's clearly going to learn that she actually does need to be there and wants to be there and cares about these people despite trying so hard not to. And maybe if I continued playing, I would do the same. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, you can't say anything really to react to this because you'll just spoil the game for people who
I
haven't played it.
know.
So,
Yeah. I'm like,
so
ah.
I understand that frustration, but we are probably going to get you and Kevin to do a spoiler episode on it where you can then,
Oh,
and
yeah.
obviously I will listen to that whether I finish the game or
Hmm.
not. So,
Okay.
let's, I guess, put a pin in that and we'll see what comes out
Yeah.
of that. Sorry.
I already know in the Kevin dedicated thread, there's going to be some heated words from him. He's going to be, woo. But yeah,
Uh,
I will abstain any additional comments. I will just hold it to myself because I do understand. I will admit that initially playing the game, I did feel a sense of frustration because I didn't know what to do. But without spoiling the game, I feel like I could safely say that that was kind of half the point of the game, is that it's okay if you don't know what to do. That
yeah,
sounds
I
crazy. It doesn't make the
no,
game sound appealing at all, but
well,
it makes the
this is the
game all
thing.
the more
I
appealing.
I get that as a concept, right? And in real life, yes, but
Uh-huh.
also that's not what I want out of playing games. You know?
And that is fair. That is completely valid.
It's one of these things where it's like totally have grace for people and think that mistakes, you make mistakes and you learn from your mistakes, blah, blah, don't beat yourself up. But me, I will beat myself up. You know, that it's like
Mhm.
grace for you and not for me, and that is and with games like it's not like I'm not trying to, I don't want it to sound like I don't want any kind of deep things in my games. I obviously do.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
like deep stuff. Some of the best things in Stardew are like the deep character stories, and
Yeah.
some of them really moved me. Um but that night as the demon hunter, like they're just such stupid characters and I hate them for it.
I think to be fair, I also like the silliness, but that's a personal preference.
Yeah.
And I totally
I
recognize
like
it's personal preference.
Yeah, I like some silliness. There's something particular about this silliness that just makes me go. I think it's because of how sincere they are in their silliness.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard.
Sit on
Anyway,
it. Sit on it. See
yeah,
if you continue
I'm
to progress with the game,
yeah, I'm not saying I
you
won't go
know.
back to it. I probably will,
Hmm.
but obviously I'm not gonna do it just now because I am busy with something else. But
Fair.
before we get to that, I do want to talk about. I did buy the Xbox Ally X. That's the new handheld, the ROG Xbox console. Um, to replace my Steam Deck because my Steam Deck's feeling a little bit slow, a little bit old.
Hmm.
So the original Steam Deck, and I got like the smallest storage, etc., etc. 64 gigabytes, not a lot of gigabytes. Um, so I bought this because mainly because I really like the fact that it has integration with Game Pass kind of built in, and obviously it's one of the newer, faster chips as well.
Yeah.
And thought it would be interesting to use that. It's obviously not cheap, um, and the problem is I have not played with it very much because it came out on the same day as Pokemon did. So so I will
Okay.
probably have more to talk about it in the future. It's interesting. I like its ergonomics are very nice. It's really nice to hold. It's nicer than the Steam Deck to hold,
Hmm.
which is good. It's very chunky, it's very thick, but it does mean that its battery is better as well. Um, it does have like a streamed down Windows interface, but let me tell you, they have a lot of bugs with that. A lot
Oh,
of times, random windows will pop up, and you're just like, oh, here's this random window, and it doesn't fit the scheming at all, the theme and stuff like that. So you're just like sitting in this nice interface, and then suddenly this random Windows window pops up, and you're like, oh, what are you doing there? So it feels a little bit like they kind of the hardware was ready, but the software was not quite there yet. And
okay.
they're hopefully going to be updating it over the next couple of months and it will get nicer. Um,
Okay.
it doesn't have uh, as good sleep and quick resume as the Steam Deck does, but it's not terrible. And it seems to hibernate after a certain amount of time of the screen being off, which means that its standby battery is very good. It's been, over a week since I put it in the box at like 90% charge, and it's now
Okay.
sitting at 70%. So it's dropped
Okay.
20% in a week, which is not bad at all. So hopefully I will actually be playing it at some point. But I've got another 100 hours of Pokemon to play before that.
Fair. Yeah, I'm definitely curious to hear more about what you think about it because I was talking to a coworker recently that was contemplating on getting like a handheld gaming system to bring with
Hmm.
him to work
Hmm.
for, overnights and stuff.
Hmm.
And I was like, I really like my Steam Deck, but I know that there's the new
Hmm.
Xbox Ally thing
Hmm.
that came out, and I was starting to read up on it, and it seemed like there was one article that I read in like specifically, I forget from where, that was comparing the Xbox console to the Steam Deck to the Nintendo Switch 2. And
Hmm.
actually, the Switch 2 won out of all
Hmm.
three, which I
Hmm.
thought was interesting. But I didn't get to read through the nitty-gritty of like all
Yeah.
of the details of why. So I am curious just in general how the Xbox compares. Because while maybe the Nintendo Switch is the best overall console,
Hmm.
I still would rather play on my Steam Deck or an Xbox Ally down the line
Hmm.
because of the fact that Nintendo is still technically limited in games.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
I
I am
think
curious to hear more about your
Yeah, I think that's
experience.
that's the thing is that I think the experience on Switch is the nicest because it's built from the ground up as a console and
Yeah.
everything was built, it's Nintendo, they've been building consoles for decades. They
Hmm.
know what they want to do and they do it and you either like it or you don't, but I
Yeah.
generally do. Like sure, it'd be nice if you could get some more customizability, but like if you've got a Switch game, it's going to run and you don't
Yeah.
have to
And
worry about that. Um,
generally, the games that are available on Switch, very generally speaking, are supposed to be optimized for the
hmm.
Switch.
Hmm.
So that also is like
Yeah,
a plus in that sense. Like the game that you get on Steam, you don't know if it's optimized for the Steam Deck or not. You don't know if it's optimized
exactly.
for the Xbox Ally, but when
Exactly.
it's on the Switch store, it's supposed to be
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that
optimized for the
actually,
Switch.
here's the thing. Generally, if the only games that I am aware of that don't run well on the Switch, despite being on the Switch, are either like the really big budget
Hmm.
studios that don't care and they're just like, oh, people want Switch, that's fine, let's throw it on
Yeah,
Switch. Um, or like the really tiny indie games that pay for a bad porting company to do it.
yeah,
But those ones tend to get fixed. Um, And so, yeah, generally, if something isn't running well on the Switch, it will generally get fixed.
yeah.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet excluded, I guess. But we don't talk about that one. You want
Yeah,
it
we don't
fit
talk about that.
you want the game fixed? Buy a Switch 2. Um,
You want to be slightly nauseous? Buy the Switch too. The frame rates make me nauseous,
you
like
don't like
legitimately.
interesting.
No, it like I just have to get used to it, but
Yeah.
it's so fast that I just
Uh-huh.
like turning around, I'm like, ugh.
That's interesting.
But
Okay.
also like FPSs make me nauseous, so that's probably all tied together.
So yeah, the software is definitely the biggest issue for this, and I hopefully that will be improved at some point.
Okay.
But I've not really spent much time playing actual games. I booted up the demo for Skate Story, and it was working. So,
Okay. All right. We'll take, you know what? We'll take working. That works.
um, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I like how it integrate. If you install something on Steam or on GOG or itch.io, it adds it all into the base launcher, which is nice.
Nice.
So
Nice. Okay.
we'll
Cool.
see how that goes. And finally, I mean, what I've actually been spending my time playing is, of course, Pokemon Legends Z-A. So
Woo.
just a little thing for listeners. We are not going to talk about story spoilers, because neither of us have finished the game.
Yep.
But obviously, if you don't want to be spoiled at all, then we're obviously going to talk about the game. And so we might say something that you think is a spoiler. So in that case, feel free to skip the chapter and go on to the news. This is all that's left in the what we've been up to section. So go, there's timestamps in your podcast app. I love this game.
Same.
So,
That's it. Done.
well, I mean, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
So,
kidding.
yeah. No, no, no. I there are okay. There are some things that they don't have in this game that they had in Legends Arceus that I'm very sad about. And I'm, for example, the biggest one is in Legends Arceus. If you released a box of Pokemon, you got a bunch of the stuff for powering them up in that game, and then you could either use it or you
Oh,
could sell it. And you,
yeah.
if you sold it, you got more money, and then you could buy more balls to catch more Pokemon. I really liked that loop. That loop felt perfect to me. If you
Yeah.
caught lots of Pokemon, you could then buy lots of balls and catch lots of Pokemon, and it felt like a really nice loop of catching. Um, and that doesn't exist in this game. If you release them, you just release them, and I'm really sad about that.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, I haven't filled up my boxes yet to know, so
Hmm.
that's good to know. That sucks that they got rid of that. I don't like that
Yeah.
either.
Like I get that there are more ways to get money now, right? Like there weren't really battles in Legends Arceus, and obviously the whole point of this game is at night you go battle, right? And you can
Hmm.
make a decent amount of money that way. That's fine, but I really liked having I would like having the choice of being able to
Yeah.
focus on catching for a chunk of time and not run out of money, which is what happens.
Yeah.
And yeah, people are like, oh, you get so much money playing at night that you'll never run out of money. And I'm like, well, I've run out of money, so I don't know what to tell you. I literally have 500 Pokedollars right now, right? Like, come
Oh
on,
my
let's.
God.
I think you underestimate how much I want to catch Pokemon. Um, so yeah, I can go in battle and make money that way. That's fine. It's an annoyance for me. I wish it weren't the
Yeah.
case.
No, I mean,
Um,
yeah,
that's the big one.
I haven't hit that point in that game in the game yet where I like run out of money and everything, and I'm not catching like a whole lot just yet, but I can definitely see that I can definitely see that issue being the case. And I'm surprised they got rid of the box feature in that sense.
Hmm.
And I guess maybe to be fair, they did advertise this game with a lot of battling aspects. So like it is a battle heavy game, but
Sure,
yeah,
sure, but it's also a catching focused game, right? Like you can't ignore the fact that the core loop of catching Pokemon is almost identical, slightly improved. I'll get to that in a minute, but
hmm,
almost identical to how Legends Arceus is. So, yeah, sure, there's
yeah.
battling. I knew there would be
No, I
battling. I
agree.
don't
Yeah.
dislike the battling.
Hmm.
I like being able to any particular day of having the choice, but there comes a point where I can no longer continue to catch and I have to go battle, because
Yeah.
I've run out of money, and that's it is what it is, but that is a disappointment to me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Definitely not saying that as a def like in defense of the game or anything like that. It's just like it's just I'm
Yeah.
trying to sort of rationalize in my head, but I also understand it's like, yeah, it is still a catching game. Like there's a reason that you can
Hmm.
kind of tumble from one bush to the next and
Hmm.
sneak up on backstrike Pokemon and
Hmm.
be able to do that as much as you want, relatively
Well,
speaking.
well,
But
and the way that you get most XP is by knocking them out and then catching. So, right, they do actually encourage you to
yeah.
catch every single Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe in the DLC.
But I doubt it. But let me tell you, what I love how they've done is what they have improved in that process is the battling and to knock them out, so then you can catch
Yeah.
them, because in Legends Arceus, you either threw balls at them or you engaged them in battle.
Hmm.
Whereas here you can do both, right? Uh
Yeah.
you
I
can
love it.
try and catch them, and then if it doesn't succeed, then you can like just do a move, right? You don't have to like move into battle mode. You are already in battle mode.
Yeah.
I really like that. Also, I noticed that I find it a little bit annoying that if so, well, there's so many thoughts. Uh, I I like how you can knock it out and then catch it. That's a really nice addition. I've always found it weird in Pokemon games where you knock out a Pokemon and suddenly you can't catch it. I'm like, what happened to it? It's I
Hmm.
knocked it out. It should be lying there. Let me catch it. So I like that. It is a bit annoying that you only get one chance of that, and if it doesn't stay in the ball,
Yes,
then it's gone.
I
Um,
agree.
but what I have found is that you can obviously you can throw a couple of balls at it and then it stops being able to stay in balls. It gets angry, right? And then you have to engage
Yeah.
it in battle. But I've noticed that if you attack it, then you can throw balls again before it's knocked out. So
Yeah.
actually and I think that increases the chance, like in a standard Pokemon game with but your turn-based battles, if it's
Yeah.
lower health, it's more likely to catch it. So you can
I'm
actually
pretty
just
sure
like
it is. Yeah.
yeah, so you can actually knock it out, or not knock it, like hit it with a move and then try and catch it again, and then hit it with another move and try and catch it again, and that gives you more tries. I just like how they've integrated all that together into
Hmm.
one seamless experience.
Yeah. I 1000% agree as well. I've had to use that method to try and catch some like bigger Pokemon, and I would just throw a ball. Okay, it didn't work. Let's hit it with a move. Okay, its HP is lower. Throw a ball again. But I do also agree, like too, like if you do end up knocking it out, like if you use one move and you accidentally knock it out, you have one chance to catch
Yeah,
it, and that's it. And
it's
that's
especially when
oh, it
you've
hurts.
spent
It
ages
hurts.
knocking out an alpha, right? You're like,
Yeah.
I've gone through all this effort and I've got this alpha, and I throw one ball and nope, it's not caught.
Yep.
That's really
Yeah,
annoying.
yeah. It hurts. I wish they gave at least one more chance. Because
Hmm.
like you said, you knocked it out. It's not like it's like buried into the ground after you knock it out. You know, it's
Yeah,
not like it's in the
crumbles
ground
to dust.
forever. It's yeah, it's not it's not that. It's not like the snap of the finger, it's gone situation. Like
Yeah,
it's you knocked it out. It's just laying there on the ground. Like if anything, you should be able to pick it up and bring it to the Pokemon Center yourself.
yeah.
If we want to be a little more realistic.
Although I'm not really sure I'm going to be able to pick up that alpha Obama Snow and, and drag it
Ah,
to the Pokemon Center.
if you try, you know what? If your Rotom phone can hold you as you're falling off a building, why can't your Rotom phone help you carry the big Obama Snow, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Funny. What's your favorite thing about this game so far?
Oh man, that's a loaded question. I I actually so I've really even though I don't look like I'm enjoying it, I have been really enjoying the Rogue mega battles.
Hmm.
I as much as it stresses me out, I do enjoy that experience. It's really fun. It's really fun. I think I would like a game like Elden Ring down the line. The thing is I just don't like the aesthetics of Elden Ring, but I like
Hmm.
the aesthetics of Pokemon. So like
You want a Pokemon Elden Ring, is what you're saying.
oh, that I'd be so on that so fast. I would be so stressed playing it, but man, I would be having a great time because it's satisfying to like watch its movements, figure it out, and then be able to defeat it.
Hmm.
So I've been really enjoying that. I'm really enjoying the side quests. The side quests are so much fun.
Hmm.
Like I've really been enjoying the loop of continuing the main story for a little bit, unlocking wild areas and 100%ing each wild area,
Hmm.
and then afterwards doing all the side quests. I've
Hmm.
been really enjoying it. I feel like it's been like a 50-50, but I've been really enjoying like a lot. I think actually no, I think majority of people really like the outfits too, like the customization
Hmm. Yeah.
is the all the outfits are so cute and I have like I feel like some of the outfits I literally have like IRL some of the outfits and it's so fun. I can actually dress as my character if I want to and it's so cute.
Yeah. Cool.
So I am curious to learn. I think this is the first time I want to shiny hunt again in a Pokemon game in a really long time, but I
Mm.
just have to learn more about what the shiny hunting process is because
Hmm.
it's just fun to catch Pokemon, so I feel
Yeah.
like I would enjoy shiny hunting as well at some point
Hmm.
down the line.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm at the moment.
I,
I am enjoying the story too overall so far.
yeah. It's interesting. I look forward to seeing where it goes. They hooked me when you start up the game and you're the very first thing is you are a Zygarde cell.
Hmm.
I'm in. I'm in. Yes, I am Zygarde right now.
I am curious to see if that pans out more because I thought it was very interesting that that's how the game starts.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that's going to actually be a part in the story, but I am curious nonetheless.
Hmm.
I have no idea where this story is going. All I know is I am mostly ready to crash out at any point about one character in particular.
Who's your favorite character so far?
Ooh, I mean, honestly, I picked the girl character, so
Hmm.
I have really been enjoying or I guess like quote unquote rival. So for me, it's Urbane.
Hmm.
I really enjoy their personality,
Hmm.
but I also just like Lida a lot too. Lida, I still haven't figured out how to pronounce her name, but I like her character a lot too. So much
Yeah.
so that I would like it would be fun to cosplay her at some point. Not sure how I would figure out her leggings, but that's a future me problem. But I really like Lida a lot so far. How about you?
Fair enough. Um, Look, I always want more AZ, right? Like
Yeah.
he's such a fascinating character. Um, yeah, I'm enjoying his like
Hmm.
in random butting into conversations and telling you things, and
Yeah.
it turns out that maybe he's like running the entire city. Maybe I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
There seem to be some hints that like he seems to be doing more than it seems. So I'm very intrigued as to where that goes. I do love how this is obviously very early game. I love how powerful his Floette is.
I
Um,
know. Yeah. So cool.
um, so yeah. All right. Well, we could probably talk about this forever, but we probably shouldn't because it's not a Pokemon podcast.
I know. Oh man, we got to do an episode at some point. Someone's got to talk about this game at some point. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, we'll probably do a greenhouse episode on it, a more detailed one.
Yay.
But we'll see. I was going to say we'll see who gets that, but I mean, Kevin and Cody don't have the game, so uh, it's probably me and you, unless Johnny wants to come on. I can't tell if he likes the game or not.
I mean, you gotta continue. You gotta let the game like ride out more. Like I feel like I don't have
Yes.
too many complaints about the game because I'm still in like the honeymoon phase of the game.
Oh, for sure. Like I wouldn't even consider
So
doing a greenhouse episode
yeah,
until we're at least finished the main story. Never mind
yeah.
more, but we'll see how where it goes after that. Although we need to do it pre DLC, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's what we've been up to, and also all the Pokemon. We let's talk about
Yay.
some news. A few pieces of news this episode. So first up, Gaucho and the Grassland. Kevin's, I was going to say Kevin's favorite game, but that's not true. The game that Kevin has played um, has announced that they're going to release on mobile platforms. Woo! That's it. That's
Woo.
it. That's the news. They don't say when. They don't specify which platforms, but I'm presuming they mean iOS and Android. That's it. So if you like the look of this game, but you don't have a Switch or a PC or an Xbox or a PlayStation, you want to play it on mobile, there you go.
I mean, it's nice, and
Yes.
I like that the article mentions that like this is part of an investment to boost like studios from specifically Latin America.
Hmm.
I love that. I love, honestly, genuinely love that. And the fact that it's accessible to be able to play on more
Yes.
platforms is great.
Always
Really,
need.
no complaints about that.
I'm sure you could if you tried.
I mean, I could complain about mobile games in general. But that's a whole other topic in itself.
I have such mixed feelings about touchscreen as an input device for games. Um, uh, it really depends on the game whether I think it's a good thing or not. Um,
Yeah. I wish more mobile games allowed me to hook up my controller
mhm.
to my device, whatever
Yep.
it may be, whether it's an iPad or a phone or whatever it may be.
Let me tell you, when Harvest Moon Home Sweet Home added controller support, it went from being a terrible game to a okay game.
I mean, that's a big jump in itself.
Yeah.
It went
Yeah.
from not bad, terrible game to okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I actually had some fun playing that game after they added controller
Wow.
support. I know, right?
But yeah, no, like just again, it all comes down to accessibility. The fact that there is something that's more accessible for more people to be able to experience this game. Whether they like the game or not is a different story. Whether they like the control system on a mobile device is a different story. But the fact that you can play it on more platforms
Hmm.
so that it's available to more people that are interested in the game
Yeah.
is a good thing. Whether it's good on mobile, I don't know. We'll see.
That's a whole different question.
Yeah.
Next, we have Spirit Tea have announced their 2.0 update is coming out on the 4th of December. Um, so they seem to have taken my advice and bundled together a bunch of updates rather than releasing the smaller ones because I felt like they were releasing too many small updates, and it's the sort of game that feels like you want to jump in for a bunch of time rather than.
Yeah.
So it's the last update was in February. So um,
Oh, wow.
they've taken a whole bunch and put it together in one update, which is good. So there's a bunch of new stuff. I don't think I'll talk about much of this because it's really just for people who've played the game. Like none of this will mean much to people, but there's a bunch of new content and new customization and stuff like that. So if
Yeah.
you have been enjoying Spirity and it is a good game, it just wasn't for me. But if you've been enjoying it, then go grab that update in December.
Yeah, it looks like there's at minimum, like category wise, 9 new updates. And they seem pretty big too,
Yeah.
from what I saw and everything. Pretty good updates. So I hope it continues to help the game flourish. I know nothing about this game, to be fair, but I hope people enjoy it
It's a
because it seems like
yokai
it's a
type
lot.
game. So that gives you an idea.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of updates to games, Cult of the Lamb have announced a DLC called Woolhaven. This is coming early next year, and it is a DLC. There seems to
I
be quite
yeah,
a lot in this.
I've
Uh,
heard a lot of buzz around it. I've heard good thing. People are excited about it.
Yeah, it looks interesting. It looks like it expands a bunch of areas and new areas for exploring. Also ranching and obviously a bunch of story stuff as well. So that's
Hmm.
cool.
The ranching is the most interesting part.
Well, certainly for this podcast.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I really hope they have lots of weird animals. Like, don't just give us a cow. Give us a demon cow. Give us something weird, like mishmash of animals, or so. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not the game designer. Give me weird stuff.
I mean, it says ranching will allow for you to care for and breed rare creatures.
Yes.
So it's
There we
kind of
go. I want
giving.
creatures. I don't want animals. I want creatures.
It's giving weird creatures.
Yes. Yes.
So I think you
I
I
want
think you'll get your wish.
I want something that there's mysterious legends about from hundreds of years ago.
I mean, isn't that like half the essence of the game? Another game I also haven't
Yeah.
played, to be fair, but it's been on like my radar for like a while. I just never worked my way around to it. But yeah, I feel like that's half the essence of it, right?
Yep.
So it's got to happen. You're gonna
It's
get your
got
sheep
to.
cow. Sheep cow? I don't know.
All right. Finally, we have Disney Dreamlight Valley. They have announced the Haunted Floating Festival, which is their Halloween event from the 22nd of October, which is in the past, to the 11th of November. So that's 3 weeks, I think. Yeah, just
Math.
just under 3 weeks. So when
Yeah.
this episode comes out, you will still have just under 2 weeks to experience the event, and you can get a bunch of weird furniture and stuff like that. It's a Disney Dreamlight Valley event.
Hmm.
Go get your creepy stuff.
Also, another game that I have been curious to check out at some point, but still have not worked my way around.
Oh
And
man, there's so much stuff in this game
I
now. Goodness
know, it's
me.
like I can already hear Cody just behind me, just screaming.
There's like 5 years of content updates in this game so far.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
They
I
do
think the
keep
thing that
going.
that I think just the thing for me that like kind of puts me on
3 years, sorry, not not
like
not not.
not still picking it up is I'm just not a huge Disney person, and I think that's what it comes down to. I like
Shocking.
Disney, don't get me wrong, but also Disney is like a whole other conversation in itself too that I'm
What
not going to
isn't
go
Disney now?
into.
That's the question.
It's a good point. I do love Star Wars.
I don't think they're going to add Star Wars into this. I mean, maybe though. Who knows?
That,
The,
you know
the,
what? That might be it. That might be it. If they do it, you heard it here first. I will
I
pick the
mean,
game up immediately.
well, no, I actually don't think they should do that. I think what they should do is use the game base and release a new game, which is about Star Wars, and a new game that's about Marvel. There you go. Keep
Ooh.
keep the universes separate, but have different games. Because I think part of the problem is if you go, hey, Star Wars is now in Disney Dreamlight Valley, you suddenly go, oh, okay, but if I care about Star Wars and I don't care about Goofy, right? I don't want to be booting up a game and have to go learn how to fish from Goofy, so I can go and see, Grogu.
This is killing me. I could just imagine just Goofy walking around on like in the Star Wars universe is crazy. Mickey Mouse. Oh
Goofy meeting Darth
man.
Vader, right? Like,
Oh my God. Donald Duck and Darth Vader going at it would be crazy.
okay, I've changed my mind.
But you
You
know
need to
what? I
have them
kind of
in
want
one
this.
game.
Yeah, I kind of want this now. Oh, that'd be so funny. I would, you know what? Whichever one you want to give me, I'll be there first in line. But I logistically separate games makes the
Yeah,
most sense.
I
But
do think that
like
would work well. I
humor
think
wise, oh, it'd be so good together.
I think this is the thing. I think the game loop could work well in games for Star Wars and Marvel as well. I think it works
Hmm.
nicely, just with different aesthetics.
Yeah. Oh, I'd be so
I,
in though. Either way, count me in.
did you see that just on the business side of things? Did you see that Warner Brothers Discovery have said they're going to put themselves up for sale? And
Wait,
they're the
really?
yeah, and they own DC. And obviously,
Oh my God.
this is bad for everybody. But I would absolutely find it hilarious if Disney bought them because then they would own Marvel and DC. Now, obviously, objectively, bad for everybody. Do not let this happen. But just funny. So, so funny if that were to happen.
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, that I hope it doesn't happen that way. But if it did, that'd be crazy. But oh, I had this is something I'll be reading about later. I did not know about this at all. So thank you for informing me, and that will be my reading for a later point.
You're welcome. All right. That's the news. We are now going to talk about why we like cottagecore games. Um,
Woo!
woo. Uh, it's funny. I sat down a couple of days ago to be like, well, let me actually try and put some words onto this. And I was like, why do I like these games? And it's a really hard question to start with, right? Um,
Yeah.
because they are weird games, right? Like you are
Yeah.
creating a life for yourself and like bettering this fake version of yourself or of someone else if you want to role play in that way. Um,
Hmm.
and it's like sometimes I feel a little bit silly because it's like I am harvesting my crops here, I'm planting, blah 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 blah. I could be tidying and making my real life better, but I don't. But like it doesn't work that way. I don't the I almost wonder whether part of the games actually my brain wants to do them to distract myself from the things that you could be doing in real life.
Yeah. I think that's definitely an aspect. I would I would agree. I mean,
Cool. Job
de-weeding,
done.
for example, like
Mm,
IRL is
hmm
not good for the back. But de-weeding in
mm,
Animal Crossing is great for the back when I'm sitting on the couch, you
hmm
know?
hmm
And me de-weeding is not as cute as de-weeding in Animal Crossing, you know? It gets a little sweaty, it's dirty. Like My hair is all over the place. Like it's not cute. But in Animal Crossing, it's so cute.
Can't stream real life de-weeding, you know.
I mean, you could, but is it interesting?
You got to try.
You know what? You could make it interesting. It's possible for it to be interesting. If you're not talking, maybe not. But if you're having a conversation, maybe. But it's still not cute.
Look, people watch all sorts of weird things on the internet. I'm sure they'd watch that, but
Are there
uh,
farmers that stream? There's gotta be, right?
oh, surely, surely.
I'm looking it up right now.
Uh,
Farmer John, you're not farming. You are not farming. You're playing Dead by Daylight. I'm done. I quit. Never mind. That's a disappointment. You can't be Farmer John and not be farming. But yeah, no,
yeah, I've seen a bunch of TikToks from
yeah.
farmers, but it does seem to be
Mm.
harder to find actual streaming.
Because it's just not as interesting as farming in Stardew. It's not as cute. It's not as aesthetic, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the aesthetic is a big part of it, right?
Hmm.
Like real life is messy, and you don't get away from that completely in games, right? Like that's one of the things
Hmm.
that we like about Stardew is the messiness of the characters, right? And we
Hmm.
all love to hate Clint. Um, yeah, okay. So getting down to like actual reasons of why I thought. So my first one is I like the repetition of it. There's something, particularly where a big part of how I play games is on a handheld device, either my Switch or now my ROG Ally X, but previously my Steam Deck. Sitting next to my wife while we watch TV or we do something else. That's kind of like how I like to play most of my games.
Hmm.
And because of that, obviously, I don't play a lot of like story heavy games. So I like the kind of repetition and like almost kind of background brain stuff, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Hmm.
I don't know whether
Yeah.
that's something you experience or not.
That is I would say that is definitely something that I do like, but I would say that it's not like the main part
Mhm.
of why I like farming or cottagecore games or anything. Like I just like for example, not that Persona's a cottagecore game, but in most recent memory, like I enjoy doing the Tartarus stuff in Persona 3 because it is like a brain turn off thing. It's a repetitious movement or motion to like grind, or in the case of like playing Stardew, tending to your farm, tending to your animals, it is nice to kind of put that at the forefront of my brain and focus on that. So I'm not thinking about anything else and I can just like kind of just look at that, just focus on that, and that's it. And just distract myself from anything that is going on in the world. So I do enjoy that, but only up to a certain point because then for me it gets too repetitive. And that's where the conversation of like, for me personally, I can only have so many farming games in the rotation because I can only do that repetition so much before I feel like I need to see more growth over time.
Yes, absolutely. I 100% agree. That's one of the reasons that I didn't like Sugar Dew Island is there was no growth aspect to
Hmm.
it, right? And growth can look different in different games, right? Like
Yeah.
in Stardew, it's very much like I want to build this really big, efficient farm that means that I don't have to do much. But
Yeah.
like different games can do it in different ways. It doesn't have to be that, right?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't that in Grand Bazaar. I didn't have a big autonomous farm. I was still using my watering can by the end of that. By the time I finished that game, but I still really liked it because I felt like I was building up the bazaar instead. Right, that was my
Hmm.
progress.
Yeah, I'd like to see I just want to see progress that feels like fulfilling in the sense that if I'm building up the same farm but in different aesthetics or slightly different formats over and over in different farming games, I'm eventually going to like burn myself out from it.
Yeah.
It's why I can't play like for example Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise and House Flipper at the same time because it's
Hmm.
both decorating and I can
Hmm.
only decorate so much. Like I like it. I like the repetition of doing this decorating, whether it could be completely different decorations that I'm doing in both games or whatever. But I can only do it up to a certain point before the burnout hits.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, for sure. That makes
But for the
sense.
time that I am doing it, I it is something that I just focus on decorating and I focus on nothing else. And it's really nice.
Yeah. I think that's true for me as well. It's just that like once I hit that point, I then just switch to a different game that does the same thing, but in a different way, right? Like if
Hmm.
you play Stardew for 100 hours and then you switch to Grand Bazaar, like in a way it's the same, but in a way it's different, right?
Hmm.
And that's why I keep going back to them, right? Like I've now been doing this podcast for nearly 6 years and been playing farming games a lot since 2017. There's uh there's always something new and interesting even with the things that are the same.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I guess you know what, to be fair, I feel like I've only been getting into farming games this past maybe 3 years.
Hmm.
And that is even maybe just a little bit of a stretch because
three
there's
years is
just
still a
for
long
me,
time to
it's
do
like
anything though.
it is, to be fair. Like I've been playing more and more Stardew as of recently, finally. I have not still made any progress and I still don't know 90% of the world of Stardew, to be completely
It's
honest.
why you didn't laugh at my Clint joke.
Yeah, because I don't know what that means. I have no idea. And it's crazy that
Kevin
I
was
have no idea what
laughing
that
when he's
means.
listening.
But like the the fun that I've been having with managing my farm thus far in Stardew has been really nice. And for the time that I was playing like Fields of Mistria, it was also very nice. But I
Hmm.
think for me, the reason that I like the core, one of the core reasons I like farming games is more so just to be like immersed in the world,
Mm.
which is like getting to know the characters, and then also farming is like a fun thing. But like the primary thing is
Hmm.
I like to see progress. And I especially like to see progress in the sense of like for me getting to know the characters in the game.
Hmm. Hmm.
And also just like the music and the aesthetics. Like if I don't like how the game looks, and for me personally the music, like when I play a game I like to listen to the music in the game.
Hmm.
I know, like, for example, for you, you often will have like a podcast running
Hmm.
as you're playing a game. For me, I like to just I like to just play the game.
Hmm.
So maybe if I played, like, I actually bought, I completely forgot the name of the game. What was our episode that we talked about? I bought the game too, and I completely forgot because it was on a good sale.
Oh yes,
Um,
it was
that
Ashwood
farming
Valley.
game,
No, that's the one I've not done. Firefly
Firefly
Village, yeah. Sorry,
Village.
there's too
Yes,
many. There's too many of
I
these
know,
small new because
I
there's
know.
Firefly Village, there's Ashwood Valley. There was another one that me and Kevin have done. What was that one? Sunseed Island. There's I got to
Oh,
get
so
better names
much.
for these games, man.
I know we gotta stand out a little bit more. But yeah, so I ended up buying Firefly Village. I haven't had a chance to pick it up yet because I've been still slowly working my way into games. But maybe I should, while I'm playing that game, catch up on my very, very big backlog of podcasts while I play the game. The thing is, I enjoy playing like a cottage core game to be
Hmm.
able to just disassociate and just play the game
Hmm.
and not be connected in any sort of way with the rest of the world. Like I just want to just exist in that world.
Yeah.
So that is a big thing for me that I
Hmm.
like is that is I that's what I like when I'm looking for a good farming game is can I just turn everything off and just exist in the world.
Mm.
And I
What
feel like so far I can do that for Stardew. I feel like I can so far do that for Fields of Mistria.
what would you say percentage of your gaming time is on your streams versus not on streams?
I would argue probably 75% is on stream
Hmm.
and 25% is off stream. I
Mm.
would love for it to be 50-50, but I have too many other projects that I like to do
Yeah.
outside of streaming, so it's
Yeah.
hard for me to bump that off stream number up. Like a
The
lot of my
reason,
dedicated gaming time is on stream.
yeah, so the reason I ask is I feel like that changes how you play, right?
Hmm.
Because um you're not gonna sit down and listen to a podcast while you're gaming.
Yeah.
because you're streaming, right? Like that's just it's
Yeah.
not something you can realistically do, and that
Hmm.
makes gaming you know, a joint experience most of the time rather than a solo experience, right? And
Yeah.
whereas most of my gaming is a solo experience, um, other than I always find it funny when a new big game that a lot of my friends play comes out, and like you jump on the Switch and you look at your friends list, and everybody's playing the same game, and
Yeah.
that feels cumulative. Even though you're not actually playing together, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
we're all playing this thing together. is
It's
is
so
quite fun.
cute. Yeah.
I noticed that. Yeah, I had like 12 people online yesterday, and every single one of them was playing Pokemon.
Yeah, I love that.
Um, so I feel like that massively changes things, right? Because I'm doing things solo most of the time, right? Like I'm just
Hmm.
playing. Yeah, sure, I'm with my wife, but she's not experiencing the game, right? Like she doesn't
Yeah.
care about the game. That's fine. We are together in a different way. We're together watching
Hmm.
something, and I'm playing this thing on the side. Like that changes what I want from it, and I think
Yeah.
that's quite often why I'm less story focused because
Hmm.
you can't have that. Whereas I guess the advantage of the way you're doing it is that you can be like really focus on the story while you're doing that because that's the point of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Which doesn't you don't have to be streaming to do that, obviously. Like I'm
Yeah.
not trying to say that
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
some unique situation where you can do this and most people can't do that. Like
Hmm.
I suspect most people play a game and don't do other things at the same time. Actually, I don't know. I'm just making that up. I'm sure a lot of people do though.
I think there's a good, I think it's a pretty, probably a pretty high percentage of people are playing a game while like, for example, watching a YouTube video. Like my husband does that all the time where he plays, I would say his version of a lot of cottagecore games where they're games that he can pick up and put down very casually and he can watch a bunch of YouTube videos simultaneously.
Hmm.
Like for example, Power Wash Simulator just 2 just came out pretty recently. I think that's all I've been seeing him playing recently besides Pokemon. He's just been power washing
Hmm.
and he's just sitting there having a good time, making the progress in the game and catching up in a whole lot of like VODs on YouTube, for example.
Hmm.
And Power Wash Simulator 2 is, or just Power Wash Sim in general, is a very repetitive game. Looking at your notes, the number
Yeah.
goes up in the sense that the
Well,
percentage goes up. And
yeah. So I
it's
mean
just nice to turn the brain off.
that's an interesting thing because like obviously the repetitive nature we talked about it, and as you say, obviously one of the things I put down is I like the number go up, right? Like I like seeing in Stardew your the amount of money that you have go up, the number of plots you have go up, all these things are going up. I like that. That's satisfying.
Yeah.
Um, I have never ever once even considered playing Power Wash Simulator. Uh,
Really?
but you would think that it would be something that I would be interested in based on all these things I've mentioned so far. And
Yeah.
and I don't know what it is, but it just to me sounds incredibly boring. And I think the reason is it's not it's not about what you do in game, it's about what you're doing with your hands.
Hmm.
And I think there's a fundamental difference between farming games and Power Wash Simulator in how you play it physically. So, Power Wash Simulator, you've got your power washer and you are essentially very slowly moving across this big building or a small building or the point is right you are moving methodically. I mean you don't have to, you can do whatever you want, but like the ideal way of doing it is you methodically go from left to right, up to down, whatever, and you clean this thing.
Yeah.
That's not how farming games work. Farming games is a lot of movement. It's a lot of doing things.
True.
And it's
Hmm.
repetitive, but it's like my hands do a lot of stuff. But I
Yeah.
don't think Power Wash Simulator would work in that way. And I think that's one of the ways that I physically find it satisfying is because I am doing a lot with my hands.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's
I
like
think,
we had this conversation about in our last episode about when I was talking about asking about Persona because I was asking about whether it did the conversations whether they were automatic and I could just like put the console down and listen and watch the conversation and do something else with my hands
yeah.
because that's the thing is that my hands want to do something.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess, because
Probably.
for me, I do enjoy the aspect of Power Wash Simulator
Hmm.
to be able to just do that repetitive task and I don't mind that it's not. I definitely know what you mean with like you're able to do more with your hands. And I think if we're talking just strictly managing a farm versus strictly just power washing, I think I would prefer power washing just a little bit more because for me, it requires a little bit less thought in the sense that if I also have commitment issues in the sense that like when I'm building up a farm, like I'm afraid to commit like this section is going to be the farm and this is it. Like I'm like, what if I want to move the farm? Like it requires a little bit more thought
What if you want to
that
move it? You
sometimes
move
I'm
it.
not.
You move it.
But it's just then it's like also like a lot of work, but also like
Yeah,
that's
more
kind of the
stuff
point.
to do. That's the beauty of it.
Oh man, and maybe that's my but I don't that's what can get overwhelming for me is that it is so much to do and sometimes not always sometimes it's not what I want but when I do want that it's really satisfying but sometimes
Mhm.
all I want to do is just the bare minimum and just clean a wall.
Do you know? And here's an interest. I totally get that. I get the overwhelm. I absolutely do, and I do think that sometimes farming games can be a little bit like there's so much you can do. But I
Yeah.
think one of the ways that I would think about farming games is don't think about what you can do. Think about what you want to do. Think about what you
Hmm.
have to do. And actually, what you have to do in these games is very little.
Yeah.
And often the things you have to do are very limited in how long you have to do them for.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, what you have to do in a farming game is you have to water your crops that you have.
Yeah.
But once you've watered those crops 6 days in a row and you've harvested them, you no longer have to water your crops anymore. If you don't want to water your crops anymore, don't plant any more crops.
Hmm.
Do you have to go into the mine? No, you don't have to go in the mine if you don't
Oh, I
want to.
love going in the mine though.
Yeah, no, that and that's fine if you want to
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, yeah, I
Absolutely,
know.
I love it as
Yeah.
well. That's one of the things that I really enjoy in Stardew is going into the mine and mining a
Hmm.
bunch. One of the things we did very early on in the podcast was did a mining challenge where played a Stardew save where all we were allowed to do was mine and see how much money you could make. It was actually really
Ah,
fun to do. I need to go back and do some more of these challenges, but it's been a while.
that sounds great. I should do that challenge. That sounds awesome. That is a
So
good point. I put too much of an expectation on myself, I think is a problem.
but I think that's pretty common with farming games because you're like, oh,
Hmm.
there's these things I can do. I can talk to people. I can farm. I can ranch. I can explore the mine. I can meet more people. There's the festivals. There's so many things, but none of them you have to do. Sure, if you buy an animal, you really gotta look after it. But if you
Yeah.
really don't want to, you can go sell the animal. Don't buy the animal in the first place, right? Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to go fishing. You don't have to go exploring. There's none of these things you have to do. And I
Hmm.
think that this is the trap that people fall into so often is going, I have to do these things. And actually, no, focus on what you're enjoying, and then you might experience more of the things, other things at some point and enjoy them and then continue on them. Like I quite often I've talked about on this podcast how when I start a new farming game, I will quite often speed run spring because to me, spring is quite boring. There's not a lot you can do. And so I will do as much as I can in terms of farming for my stamina, and I will focus on a couple of characters to talk to every day. And other than that, I won't do much. I'll talk to the people, I'll do the farming, and I'll do what I need to do, and then I'll
Yeah.
go to bed. And I'm quite often going to bed at early afternoon because there's nothing else to do. There's no stamina for me to do, and that's fine, right? Like who says you have to
Hmm.
do all these things in a specific order or at a specific time? That's what I
Yeah,
love
that's
about them.
that's very true. That's very, very true. And I definitely recognize that I put that expectation on myself. But the other thing is I also want to do all of those things is also half my problem too, because I do and this all definitely actually all leads to burnout essentially. But I do like to do all of those things. So like I somewhat recently installed like mods on my Stardew so that I can pause time whenever I want. If I want to have unlimited stamina because I want to mine for however long on endlessly, I
Hmm.
can do that. But I haven't fully taken advantage of those mods because I also am trying to like find the balance of like just whatever I feel like doing it that day in Stardew, just do that and just don't worry about everything else
Yeah,
and trying to like,
absolutely.
I guess essentially like give myself grace because I like doing all the farming. I like doing all the
Mhm.
mining. I like talking to all the characters.
Well,
And when I say all the characters, I mean all of the characters because I love to get to know the characters in the game. So, um,
well, look, is
it's a lot.
I can't help you there.
That's totally
You-
I totally recognize that's on me, but that
like
is
if
why I
you
like
don't have to
that is
do
the
everything, but if
core.
you want to
I
do everything,
know.
then that's all on you.
But that's the core of
I get that.
like the game like cottage core games as a whole is that I can do all those things if I
Yes.
want to, and it's awesome that there's so much to do that I do like to do to
Yeah.
be able to just immerse myself in that world.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
feel like it's you don't get that from a like, for example, triple A game, like, I don't know why Spider-Man was the first thing that came to mind, but you
Mhm.
can't do that with Spider-Man. Like, yeah, there are a number of things that you can do, like side quests and stuff, which I do enjoy, but like the primary focus of the game is to progress the main storyline.
Mhm.
And sometimes I'm just not feeling that. Like, yes, I'm still immersed in a world and immersed in like the story of the characters and everything, but sometimes I just want to hang out on a farm
Mhm.
and slowly get to know the characters
Mhm.
while I decorate and
Yeah.
take care of my plants and just hoard endless stones from the mines because I really like to mine.
Yeah. No, I think you're totally right. I just think that the biggest thing that people have the biggest problem people have with these games is they don't think of them as being choices. They think of them as being everything. I have to do
Hmm.
everything. And I think that Stardew and other games like it, Fields of Mystery or whatever. I know not everybody is the biggest fan of any individual farming game, but I think they're all the same in that they give you so many choices of things to do, and that's what I really like. My other bullet point that I've not mentioned is control. I like, and
Hmm.
I was thinking of that initially when I was thinking of, life is hard to control sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Life can be difficult. Sometimes it's better than others, and different people have better or worse lives, but everybody goes through hardships, and sometimes you just want to forget about the hardships and
Hmm.
focus on something else. And the good thing about cottagecore games is they are really controllable. You can
Hmm.
really, like, if you don't want to, you don't have you can just have a good life in these
Yeah.
games, right? Like,
Yeah.
nothing's going to force you to do anything else. And that ties in with the choice, right? Like, if I just want to build this big farm, I can do that. I don't need to go exploring the mines. I mean, you probably want to at least do some of it to get stuff to upgrade your tools, but you don't need to.
Hmm.
And if I just want to have a chill, casual life building up a big farm, I can do that. And nothing technically would ever go bad for your life in that.
Yeah.
And that's not something you can ever have in real life, right? Like,
Yeah.
every person in the world, no matter who you are, will have bad stuff happen to you. But you can have a game where that's not the case, and that's really nice.
Hmm. I definitely agree. And I guess also to add on to that as well is that farming games are relatively new in the landscape of games existing as a whole. And I feel like there is this, like, it's difficult to be able to understand that you can play a game and you can play a farming sim and you don't have to do everything because the gaming environment for what feels like a long time is kind of like, yeah, you're supposed to do everything. You're supposed to do all these side quests. You're supposed to do this main story. And it's like, no, you don't have to talk to a single person in this game if you don't want to. And that's okay. You can just exist on the farm by yourself. And
Ooh, that would be an interesting challenge to do, is see how much you can do without talking to anybody. The hermit run.
yeah, the hermit run.
Because
But I'm like that I'm sure you can do that
you couldn't upgrade
to an
any
extent.
tools. You wouldn't be able to buy
Yeah.
anything, so you'd have to get everything from the mines, I feel like, but
Yeah.
you would still get seeds that way. What would be the most efficient way to get seeds in that? I'm gonna have to think this through. I think this could be interesting.
Well, but that's like the thing is that you could, up to a certain extent, of course,
Hmm.
play the game that way and because the genre is still relatively so new, like it's not on everyone's like scope or on everyone's radar that they have
Yeah.
the option. So someone like me that has like I would say only within the past maybe 10 years has been able to like fully dedicate more time to gaming and because I struggled for a while going from high school into college where I was not gaming as much as I used to as a kid and really wanted to because I was so focused on my studies that I felt guilty for gaming. So I fell out of gaming for a while. And then ever since pretty much like the last like 10 years is when I kind of started to like reclaim that for myself.
Hmm.
And again, the farming game world is relatively within that 10 years is when it started to come up. But I came from an era of playing games where you had an objective. You had a main objective, and you have to do that main objective in order to be able to progress the game. And like that's pretty much it. So like when I'm presented with all these options, I'm like in my head, I'm like, this is the main objective. But again, the beauty of these games is that you don't that is not the main objective. The main objective is just to do whatever you want. And
Hmm.
that is wonderful for these games.
Yeah. See, your flaw with your studies is what I did is I just stayed up all night and got no sleep and played lots and lots of games and then regretted that in the morning and then continued that cycle over and over again.
I think if I was taking classes that didn't require my physical ability, I would probably do the same thing,
Yeah,
realistically.
that yeah, yeah, that's
But
fair.
I think if I it would not be smart of me to not get sleep prior to a flight lesson.
I accept that.
Is
That is fair.
is I think that's definitely what it
For the
was.
record, just in case it wasn't clear, I was joking. But no,
You
yeah,
can't
yeah.
tell me that wasn't sometimes though.
No, no, I wasn't joking about doing it. I definitely did it. I was joking
Oh,
about suggesting that it's something anybody should do. It's definitely not.
but it's okay if you do sometimes.
Look, when I was in university, that was when Minecraft came out, and
Oh
so
no.
that was I spent so like I have no idea how long, right? Because it was before I was tracking any sort of gaming time, and Minecraft was just its standalone executable file. I don't think it tracked time, so I have absolutely no idea how long I actually had played in Minecraft. But there were, it was multiple days a week. I would stay up till like 4 a.m. playing. Yeah, consistently.
hmm
And it's very
Yeah.
funny because now my youngest is playing Minecraft. And it's
Aw.
very funny that he's now doing that. What I spent so long doing in university, he's now playing.
Aw. That's cute. That's really, really cute.
Completely independent from me. I never mentioned the game to him. He's just like found it through like watching, YouTubers and stuff like that.
hmm Aw, I love that. Runs in Minecraft runs in the DNA confirmed.
Yes, I should get him started on farming games, shouldn't I? Um,
I don't think you have to. It's in the DNA. I'm convinced that whatever games you've sunk now I've convinced myself whatever games you've sunk the most time into during your formative years and just growing up in general, it's in the DNA. That's it. Done.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
What it sounds like I wouldn't be surprised either. If he's on the path of Minecraft, then I think it's only natural that farming games are only coming are what's going to be coming next.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see.
Only time can tell.
Right. Are there any of your points that you haven't discussed?
Let's see.
Maybe that one.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say I do definitely enjoy because I also have a hard time like trying to decide what I want to do because again, I want to do everything. So when I'm given a request to be able to focus on that request, I do really like that. I really, really, really enjoy that about farming games is that they give me a very small specific objective and I can complete that objective. I get some extra money. I can use that money to do whatever I want from that point. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that loop a lot.
Hmm. Yeah, that's fair. It's almost like that's the same as what you were talking about with Pokemon as well.
Yeah, there's a
doing all the side
trend. There's a
quests
trend. I
and
love side quests in general. There's something about side quests that I just really I enjoy that those little mini I think that's just another like little mini storyline that I enjoy. And I just enjoy little storylines, which is what ties back into like I enjoy getting to know the characters within farming games.
well, it's also the
Like I don't
progress thing as well, right? Like you very
Mhm.
quickly see progress that way.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like a good way to mark progress. How do
Yeah.
I like I mean, I don't getting more money, I don't know if that's necessarily like a significant way to see progress versus like seeing my farm grow over time. I enjoy both of those. To be fair, I do enjoy both of those.
I mean, they're
So,
heavily tied together, right? If you're playing
exactly.
in the traditional you farm to get money sort of way, then they're very
hmm
tied together.
I like just hoarding things. Like I like hoarding money. I like hoarding items. I like to organize those items and then taking all those things that I've hoarded and then putting them into like my farm. That loop I really enjoy.
Born to be a
Being able to
billionaire.
I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I
No,
really don't think that's ever gonna
I
happen.
do. What I find really funny is when people are like, "Oh, if I was a billionaire, I would do all these things to help people," and I'm like, "And that's why you'll never be a billionaire." Well, not the only reason, but one of the reasons.
Yeah, that's true. I always say to myself, I'm like, if I ever were to ever win like the lottery, I don't need all of that
Yeah,
money. I
yeah.
really don't need all of that money. I just need enough money to be able to get my own little like log cabin in the middle of the woods. And that's
With a good
really
internet
it.
connection.
With a great internet connection, the best internet connection. Um, and that's really it. I don't need much else. So I'm like, yeah, I would not be a billionaire because I would just be giving all that money to everyone else that does need it, so everyone else can do the same thing that they want to do. I
Yeah.
don't need all that money. I just need enough to be able to sustain myself and do the whatever I want to do. And then I would never work a day in my life, and I would probably just play a lot of more. I would probably play a lot more farming games.
And a lot more Persona.
A lot more Persona. I would eventually finish Persona. One day that'll happen.
Maybe you'll be finished Persona 3 by the time Persona 6 comes out. Who knows?
We'll see. We got Persona 3, not Persona 3, Persona 4 remakes coming. Maybe I'll finish
Mm,
it in time for that, but
who
probably
knows?
not.
Depends what you define as finished, right?
I think once you finish Persona, it's like it. But also, I don't know
All
because I
right.
never played a Persona game before. I think because it's all story based,
Right, okay. Fair enough.
which makes sense why I also like Persona because I also like getting to know like the little like the side storylines with all the characters. So it's
Side
all coming
quests all the way
together.
down.
Side quests, yeah, side quests all the way down, getting to know characters all the way down, being able to just turn the brain off all the way down. Those
Turn it
are
all
some
the
of
way
the
down.
core, all of it. Just turn all of it.
Can I just turn my brain off, please?
That's it. That's all
Sometimes.
I'm asking for. I want to be immersed in a world and turn my brain off from the real world.
I think we're done.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm like, are there any other points?
It's okay to be done.
Oh man. Well, actually, no. I do have a question. I have a question for
Go
you
for
because
it.
I have a point of like decorating. I like decorating a lot
Yep.
too. As evident by the fact that I like games like House Flipper as well.
hmm
How do you feel about decorating
Oh, I
within?
hate it.
Really?
Well, it's not. It's not that I have anything against it, right? Like I love that
Mhm.
people can do that and have, I just don't have that creativity in me. The creativity
Mm,
for design. I don't care. What I do like is like laying out my farm in a particular way to make it the most efficient for what I want to do. I like that.
mm.
It's kind of a similar sort of thing, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I think
But
for
like
me,
my,
I like how my farm looks.
mhm. Yeah, no,
I think I'm definitely an aesthetic person.
absolutely not for me. My house is like every single time if I can move the bed, I will move the bed to the next to the door. So I can walk in the house and bed's there, right? You immediately can
Yeah,
fall
no,
asleep.
that's
It's purely a place to keep the stuff that I need to keep
Mhm.
and nothing else. I don't care about like making it look fancy. I will, which is funny because like I will obviously expand my home because you know to finish. some of the storylines in these games, you need to expand your home. But I'm like expanding my home and putting nothing in it because I don't care about it. It's just like this big empty space.
How do you feel in regards to like getting to know the characters? I assume you like that too, right? Because you were
Yes, yeah.
making the joke about Clint.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, no, definitely. I think it takes a lot for me to care about the characters.
Mm.
There's, maybe a handful that I could tell you about in Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. Most of them don't really care about. Stardew, I think, is unique in how many characters feel like well-rounded people and I could actually talk about. So it just, yeah, it depends on the farming game and who they are. I think they have to have something about them that makes them interesting for me to care. I don't automatically care about learning about people. They have to hook me.
That's fair. I'm like just thinking on it. Because I think they don't have to automatically hook me because I know they probably will eventually get some reaction out of me, whether it's me liking them or feeling indifferent about them or not liking them. I think all of those reactions still all interest me in one sense or another, but I think that also stems from the fact that I just like meeting new people,
Oh
and
yeah,
whether I get along with them or not is a up for debate, but
yeah.
it's just interesting to meet new people. So having that experience within games kind of feels somewhat akin to meeting a new person. So I
Hmm.
do enjoy that. But
Whereas I hate people. So
it's funny because I also don't like people, but I also just think it's people are just interesting, which makes sense why I have like a general interest in psychology because I think people are just interesting in general. Um,
I
so I think that ties into it as well.
I do think people are interesting, but from afar.
Fair.
So I like to people watch if I'm somewhere in public, but
Hmm.
I'm never going to go talk to any of them.
I guess for me too, I'm also forced to talk to new people, whether I like it or not, because I meet new people
Yeah,
almost every day with my job.
yeah, that's fair.
I'm stuck with this person, whether it's one day or 5 days, I'm stuck with this person.
Hmm.
So I have to get to know them whether I like it or not. So maybe that is an aspect too, but I always come away with something and I like learn something about myself too, which is always very interesting to me. But I think a big difference between you and I when it comes to cottagecore games is one of the things that we like is creating an efficient system versus
Hmm.
creating an aesthetic system.
Hmm.
And those are both things that you can achieve within a farming game that I think is cool.
Choice.
Choice. Yes. Having that choice is very nice to be able to, like you said, like live the life that you want to live within the game. For me, I want to be at least somewhat efficient, but I want to also like what I'm looking at. If I don't, I think I already said this, but just in case I didn't, if I don't like how a game looks, it's
Hmm.
hard for me to play the game.
That's fair. I don't personally have that. But I get why you would. I think to an extreme, obviously. Like there's some games where I look and go, I just can't imagine. Like, do you know the one that I find fascinating is Vampire Survivors? I
Oh my
do not understand
God.
why anybody likes to play that game because it just looks so bad. Like
My,
it doesn't even look like it was, a good looking game in the 90s. Or I know it's a new game. I'm not trying to say, but like, you know how sometimes you look at a game and it's
yeah,
from the 90s, you're like, oh boy, this looks dreadful, but I can understand why people liked it at the time. And
yeah.
Vampire Survivors, if it was around the 90s, would have looked like a bad game at that time as well. It's just ugly, ugly game.
Oh man, you are speaking to my heart right now because my husband loves Vampire Survivors and I might like Vampire Survivors, but the aesthetics of that game, like the cover for the game in itself, I'm just like, ugh. And then I also am not a fan of the aesthetics of that game, but my husband is convinced that I would like the game.
The
So
the
much
fir-
so that he bought it for me, and then it became a sub goal on my stream, and then the sub goal was met, and now I have to play Vampire Survivors at some point on my stream, and I'm looking forward to it, but also dreading it because I don't like how the game looks aesthetically.
I mean, I don't understand the concept of why you would enjoy the game full stop either, right? Like it's just like
I don't know.
it doesn't feel to me like there's any skill or any actual thing you can do other than just like the whole point is to feel powerful, but like you don't actually have to do anything to get to that point. But the first time I saw a screenshot of it, because like I'd heard about it so much and like, oh, people really love this. Doesn't sound like the sort of game I'd play, but fine, whatever. I get it. Like people like different things. And then I saw a screenshot. I'm like, this is the game they've been talking about. This
What it did?
looks dreadful.
The one podcast you did, what do you remember what it was? Because remember how like Stardew became like the most positively rated? Vampire Survivors
Oh
is like
yeah.
top 10 in that list, right?
Yes. Yeah, we did. I think we mentioned that in passing. Yeah, I can't even remember what.
I don't remember what it was too, but it's one of the most highly rated games in Steam. And also again, my husband loves it. That's one of his favorite games to like put on and watch YouTube videos too and just turn his brain off to. And I just do not understand it because I look at it and I'm like, I'm stressed. There's so much stimulus happening. There's so much going on. It's not even cute looking, but like it's highly rated for a reason. And I just don't know what that is. So I feel like I should try it. And I am going to try it eventually. So maybe I'll keep you posted on that. I'll let you know.
Yeah. Look, I mean, different people like different things, and I'm not saying that,
Yeah,
one should like or dislike. I just don't get it.
me too. But I do have that curiosity to try to understand why. And if I don't, that's okay.
Fair enough. I know there are so many more games that I would actually enjoy, so I'm not going to play a game that I'm pretty sure I'm not going to enjoy.
And that's fair. That's totally fair.
It was the Tamagotchi Plaza episode in on the
Oh my
16th of
God.
July.
Oh man. That was one of the podcasts that I did I was able to catch up with and listen to. Oh, that made me so sad.
Yeah. The less said about it, the best, the better.
Yeah, I think aesthetic. I didn't look at. To be fair, I didn't look at the. I don't remember the aesthetics of the game. I think aesthetically would like the game. Everything else, as much as I'm into the aesthetics of a game, I don't. Nothing could save that game from what it sounds like. I just don't care. I just don't care.
Vampire Survivors is number six, by the way. So, yeah,
Number
number
six.
six. It goes
Yeah, I
Stardew
gotta
Valley,
know.
Portal 2, Terraria, People Playground, Left 4 Dead 2, and then Vampire Survivors. And then Euro Truck Simulator 2 and Hades.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
remember I used to not like the aesthetics of Hades, and then all of a sudden I did.
I
I don't
mean,
know what happened.
I think it looks gorgeous. It's a really it's the looks of it
Yeah,
is definitely
it's
not the issue that
wonderful.
I ever had with that game. There were many issues I had with that game. That was not it.
That is fair. That is fair. For whatever reason, I used to not like the aesthetics of the game at all. Then all of a sudden something flipped and I like the aesthetics now and I think they're awesome. But Vampire Survivors has not done that, but I am very happy to still give it a chance. And it must be highly rated for a reason for most people. So I'm curious to see what it is. But if I don't like it, that's okay too, because you know you're not gonna like it, and that's fine. But also just goes to show that aesthetics also don't mean everything. But it's something that I
Look,
like to
I
prioritize when it comes to games.
we both have played Pokemon for so many
Oh my
years,
God.
right?
Yeah.
Like if aesthetics was everything, we would have been turned off at some point.
You telling me
I
red and blue is not aesthetic?
look, I mean, at the time it was amazing, right?
True.
It ran like there are so many bugs with it. It's a miracle that that game works at all. But in terms of how it looks, I liked it at the time.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree. But
I
in
will
this
say
modern day,
my one other thing I wanted to say about Pokemon is that I'm so glad we're back to people complaining about how the game looks rather than people complaining about how the game runs terribly. I'm just so glad we're back. We're back at
yeah.
uh
Yeah.
the Sword and Shield days. People hate how the game looks, but it runs well. Yay! We're back to
Yay.
status quo with Pokemon.
We're back to equilibrium.
I can handle this. I can because I like I get why people care. I do not care. Let's keep going.
Oh man.
All right. Joining me for this fun discussion why we like cottagecore slash farming games. Still deciding which one it was, but maybe both. Uh,
Yeah.
Depending on where you look at this episode in our back end for where I put the show notes and stuff, sometimes it's called why do we like farming games, sometimes it's cottagecore. I think maybe on one I actually wrote it farming slash cottagecore. I lose track, but I could not
I
decide what the name of this episode was.
I think I remember I like that the Google Drive folder is just why we like them.
Yeah. I'd given up by that point.
That should be the title of just this episode alone. It's
I would
just
like.
why we like them. That's it.
Oh
No
dear.
context why we like them.
Well, anyway, thank you for joining me. Is there anything you would like to share with the audience?
Well, first of all, thank you again for having me. This was a fun discussion, and I have learned many wonderful things about myself and you and farming slash cottagecore games as a whole. Um, as for me, I guess you can find me just about anywhere as per usual. Um, I should have, after this episode comes out, our next episode of Moo and Coo, our
Ooh.
podcast out. Um, Spoilers for what we're talking about, I don't have them because we were supposed to have one guest and scheduling fell through. Then we were supposed to have another guest and then scheduling fell through. So now it's just going to be Chris and I, and we have no idea what to talk about. So stay tuned. But otherwise, you can find me at some point on Twitch playing Legends Z-A at the moment and hopefully Outer Wilds again. AIS Trainer, and you can find me on all other socials when I am off of my social media hiatus at the same place. I am just really trying to avoid spoilers because the internet sucks and
Yeah.
I'm a really slow gamer and spoilers are everywhere. So I'm just taking a break from social media as a whole for now.
The only thing I've had spoiled for me is a few of the mega designs, but not all of them.
Yeah,
So
me too, thankfully. But it's the one of them that I got spoiled for was like one of my favorites that I was
yeah,
curious to
same,
see.
same.
But I haven't seen it in motion yet, so I'm like hoping that will be enjoyable if anything. But I've seen like the artwork for it, and I'm like, aha.
Uh, all right. You can find the podcast on Tumblr and Blue Sky at THS Pod. You can send us feedback on our website, harvestseason.club. Tell us why you like farming or cottagecore games. If we've missed something that you like about them, tell us what that is.
Please
You
do.
also on the website, you can find links to everything, including a link to our Patreon, patreon.com/THS Pod, where you can support the podcast, get access to our Slack, and talk to us about stuff and see Kevin's live blog that he does of most of the episodes for some reason. Uh,
It's become a staple within the Slack now.
we love it.
Everyone
Um,
has their own now too. It's regardless of who's posting it, it's the Kevin thread. It's so cute. I love it.
um, you also get access to our bonus podcast episodes. We'll probably have something up soon, um, but I'm not sure what. I've got a bunch of maybe episodes. I've not actually done any of them, so we'll have some soon. I think that's everything. Thank you again for joining me, Aislinn.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, listeners, for listening. And until next time,
Have a
have a
good
good harvest.
harvest. Woo!
The harvest season is created by Al McKinley with support from our patrons, including our pro farmers, Kevin, Stuart, and Elisa. Our art is done by Micah the Brave, and our music is done by Nick Burgess. Feel free to visit our website, harvestseason.club, for show notes and links to things we discussed in this episode. All right. Finally, we have Disney Dreamlight Valley. Uh, they have announced the Haunting Floating Festival. The Haunted Oh, goodness sake.
Same mood.
Let me try that again.